What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Long time no see. Um, I don't know what happened, man, but we back. Uh, I ain't gonna trip. We back. We back. So we'll try to start over again, man. Open topic. Um, Luckily we were not deep into it. We weren't far enough into it to where we lost a lot of good content. We were just getting started. So we back though, man. So let's go and try to crank it back up. Grandmaster Rodham would say, try again. Yeah, let's try again. Josh would say, what happened? I don't know. I don't know. But we'll get it together, man. Hopefully we get it together. My only regret is trying to get y'all to hit the like button again. That's like pulling teeth. But no, but we good. We good. It's all good. But this is an open topic, man. So we'll get back on that page and we'll fans interrupted the stream. Now, I don't know. Sometimes, depending on what I'm talking about, I am a conspiracy theorist in that regard, but maybe it's all in my head. But sometimes, I got to take into account it could be my connections. So I don't know. I got to just double check and see. But it is what it is. But anyway, we're not worried about that. Y'all click the like button as y'all come back in, and we'll get it. We'll get it on. We'll get back going. Open topic. And as I said earlier, y'all already know the rules and routines of the open topic, and also the principles of a successful open topic with us will be, like I say, uh, long as y'all hit me with some good stuff, it's gonna energize me, and the engagement will be a lot better. So click that thumbs up, y'all. Yeah, Alyssa, you know what? I did check my email. I was listening to your lyric videos. I saw about 3 or 4 of your lyric videos. Still didn't send the song, but I was checking out some of your lyric videos, and I was tripping on because you did some song. You did 1 or 2 songs that I was surprised you did, like songs that people don't talk about a lot. I think you did "I Ain't Bitter." That's like a song nobody thinks about. So I'm like, that was pretty cool to see that you had done song that you not the normal songs everybody else would pretty much go into. But yeah, I just got to remember to send that economic blueprint. But outside of that, I was checking out your the lyric videos you did. I finally checked them out. But yeah, but we open topic in this piece, man. Matt says they are out to try to stop you. Yeah, they've been trying to stop me for years. But as long as I got y'all, they can't stop me. Can't stop me. See, you can block somebody from radio. You can block somebody from social media platforms. You can block somebody from TV because they own all that. They run all that. They can keep you off of that. You block them off from any media exposure, but you can't block me from the people. You can't do it because I know how to get to the people without all that. So you can't block me from the people. So as long as I got y'all, I'm good. I don't worry about any type of interference in those regards. Yeah. All right, but we back on it, man. Y'all click the like button. Those of y'all who have it, man. I don't like to say that all night, man. I just wish y'all would just hit it on the way in. Yeah. Evan Reckenmarsh says, I went to Q Boy last week. Y'all did some work? Y'all recorded some stuff? That's what's up. Yeah, yeah. God's dummy, don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. Please don't let me forget. Y'all know I'm bad with remembering stuff. Ask Alyssa. Yeah. I see Tyler Norton is in the building. Grandmaster says, stop worshiping celebrities and money. I couldn't agree more. I saw the full moon last night, Ethan. I saw the full moon. Evan, I appreciate the money, the super chat money, the donation. Much love to you for that. Mastermind Alliance Publishing Group. Man, salute to you, man. Money is hard to come by these days. So anybody that takes time to come off a little bit of their change, man, hey, it's not, it doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate that. No, I didn't see Initial Contact, Alyssa. I'm definitely gonna look at that one. With songs like that, I like to see that. So I'm gonna make sure. I didn't, like I said, I didn't see all of them. I might have caught about 3 or 4 of them. But I was just impressed at songs that, like you said, that you did, like I said, that you did that aren't always mentioned. Mm-hmm. Josiah says, I wanted to say that I've been going to the public library to study so I can increase my lyricism and skill. That's right. And shout out to the library, man. It's like people try to make it seem like the libraries are extinct, man. The library is still around, man. Yeah. Steven Skiba, I appreciate the love, man. As long as I got one. Tyler says, how to deal with narcissistic people in your life. You don't deal, you move around, you separate yourself from them. If you know that that's how they are, you separate yourself from them. Now, the mistake that we make sometimes we're a little bit too forgiving. And when you're too forgiving, people will burn you over and over again. So you have to reach a point where really on the first time, but like I say, sometimes you let somebody make it. If they get out of pocket that second time, go. Don't ever come back. Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. So if you know they're narcissistic, you're aware of this, these are your words, don't deal with them. Let them impose that on someone else, unfortunately. But you have the choice to decide what type of people that you allow into your life and what type of people you choose to deal with. So you say how to deal with them. You don't deal with them at all. It don't matter who it is, because sometimes people will put conditions. Oh man, I'm married to a narcissist. Oh, hey, well, hey man, you only get one go round in this life, man. You cannot allow yourself to have a unhappy life, or you cannot allow people to bring unhappiness into your life. You can't let them do it, because they'll do it because they're messed up. They're messed up. So it's like, oh, we finna all be unhappy. Nope. No, we ain't. So you have to make that decision, man. You have to make that decision. Jason Brody, what song breaks you? Colton, what's up, Colton? Love your live talks, your music. I'm glad there's good and cool people like. Oh man, I appreciate the love, Colton. I'm glad there's people like you who come through and hang out. What's up, Michelle? Good spirited people like Michelle that come through and hang out. This is what this space is about, man. Like I always say, it's not that many of us. We got a small community, but this is what this space is about. All that negative stuff, take that back to the crappy world you come from. New Bill says, peace and blessings to K-Rino and the SPC. Oh, man, appreciate you, New Bill. New Bill. Hey, man, make sure you subscribe, New Bill, and don't be a stranger, man. And y'all go check out the latest episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast and the latest episode of our sports podcast called Legends 34. Underground Dialogue podcast, we had our SPC brother, Mr. Cap, sit down with us. Y'all go check us out, man. And Legends 34 for those who want to hear our sports takes. Yeah. Steven says Mr. Goldstein doesn't appreciate the real. He ain't got to appreciate it, but he gonna get this action. Yeah. What's up, Charles? Is that Schluer? Yep. Say Q-Boy plays you the Maven. DJ Up North says, hey, K, how do you stay sober? You stay sober by never getting drunk or high. That's simple. Most of us, DJ Up North, most of us were born sober. And I say most of us because there are a lot of people who were addicts who were feeding their habits while carrying children. There are a lot of men that were addicts, and that seed was put into a woman, and just all kind of ways. So children are born addicted to heroin and crack and all these different things. But the rest of us, most of us were born sober. We made choices, or we make choices that lead us into addiction. But if somebody is on drugs, alcohol, those people are not to be condemned. You don't condemn people for what their vices are, because just because a person may not do this, he or she may do that, and that could be a vice as well. So we don't judge or condemn people, but on the same token, if there's something I can help you with that I may not do, I can give you a perspective that you don't have because you do it, and vice versa. So you have to display your mental strength and discipline, because if you do have something that's preventing you from being sober, if it's an alcohol problem, whatever, then you are now being controlled by a substance. And alcohol is not alive. Cocaine is not alive. Heroin and crystal meth and pills, they are not alive. You are alive. So you should be in control of the substance instead of the substance being in control of you. So you have to think about what God made you to be. He didn't make you to be no dope head or no alcoholic. So if you can't wrap your mind around that, then more than likely you're going to struggle. Or if life's problems are so extreme that you feel like you have to mask those problems by engaging in some type of usage, then you're fooling yourself, because no matter how high you get, the problems will be waiting for you when you come down from that high, no matter how drunk. And also, those are the types of things that turn you into a different, it brings out demons in you. And when you turn into a demon, you start to become a detriment to yourself and to the people around you. And over time, it destroys you. And lastly, I'll say this: a person who tends to spend a lot of their time drunk or high, they take the great risk of always being vulnerable in public places and situations. You're vulnerable. You're not mentally sharp, and your awareness is not what it needs to be. So you can be taken advantage of. You can get got real easily in different ways because of that. And it doesn't show any respect for your family, children, loved ones, friends, and associates. You have livelihood, you have your job, you have your family, you have children, you have all these different things, and now you're being controlled by that substance that's bringing out the demon in you, and eventually it's going to destroy you because you create enemies, and you create, even if it's not enemies, people start to keep their distance from you. See, you don't have to create an enemy, but you can lose a friend. All right, sorry for the long answer. Stuff just kept coming to me. MC Josiah, so what are some tips? Man, y'all please click the thumbs up if you're just coming in. If y'all just coming in, click that thumbs up. Do that for you, big brother. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Josiah says, what are some tips you have for improving results from practice to study? Practice and study. You saying tips that I have for improving results of your song, your lyric writing? You have to familiarize yourself with whatever it is that you're learning, whether it's a body of knowledge that you're learning. You learn as much about it as you can to familiarize yourself with it to where you know and understand it. So if the topic is, if you're reading about astronomy, right, you learn as much as you can about astronomy, the stars and the universe. Then you learn a lot about that to where you know a lot about it. You can have conversations about it. You can write about it. Whether it's words, some people like to just, I'm gonna learn one new word a day. Think about how incredible the increase in your vocabulary would be if you committed yourself, if we all committed ourselves to just say, every single day, I'm gonna learn one new word and learn its definition. And I'm gonna spend parts of my day committing that word and the definition of it to my memory, to where at the end of that day, I know what that word means. There's no question about if I see that word somewhere. And you do this every day. In 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 5 months, you're going to be a beast in terms of vocabulary. So it puts you in a mode now where when you start to write, you're not repetitive in the words that you use. You know, now some people, we just like me, I know it's certain words I like to say, so you may hear them a few times, but there are other words I like to hit y'all with a word you never heard before. It's like, what does that mean? You know, because just like I was educated on it, I want to educate y'all. I want to pass it on. So at the end of the year, you've learned 365 new words. In 2 years, you've learned over 700 words. In 3 years, you learned over 1,000 new words, not cat, hat, dog, rat, bat, words that you didn't even know existed. You will become a machine after that. What's up, Vic? Is that Vic Eligio? John Mendoza says, yo, have you heard of a guy named Zachary K. Hubbard? Why the name sound familiar? I can't just pinpoint and hit it on the head, but the name sounds familiar. I don't know. Deeper elevation. Do you believe your parents deserve grace if they ever done you wrong in your life? Absolutely. And now keep in mind, when you say done you wrong, that can cover a wide range of things. So there are different levels to done you wrong. Okay, done you wrong how? Oh man, one time, man, um, I graduated from the sixth grade, and I passed the sixth grade, and I was getting ready to go to the next grade, and my dad said, "Nah, he don't think I learned enough." And he got the teacher to keep me in sixth grade, and all my homeboys and my friends moved on to the seventh grade. I was still sitting in sixth grade. Man, daddy did me wrong. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, but another way parents did you wrong, my parents was beating the hell out of me. Every day I came home, my daddy beat the snot out of me every day and abused me. And okay, that's a different level of being treated wrong. You know, what else? Oh man, my mom and dad was on dope real bad. They neglect. Sometimes we was at home by ourselves for weeks, didn't have no food, starving, hungry. It's a bunch of ways you could be done wrong. But the reason why I say grace should be given to your parent, because at the very least, no matter how bad a parent they may have been, they brought you into the world. And you now have a chance to make your reality better and to make the reality of your children, if you have any, to use your parents as an example. Like, I'm not going to do what they did. I'm going to make sure my children never know the kind of pain and problems that I went through. That should be your thought, right? So you give them grace because God sent you here through them. If they didn't do nothing else for you, they brought you in the world. Samuel Brown, much love, man. I appreciate you coming through. DJ Alyssa says, I want to know if the song Danger Zone was aimed at Crime Boss and if his song with the same name was aimed at K. I can't speak for him. I don't know if his song was aimed at me, but no, my song was not aimed at him because um, I'm under the old law. I came up under the old law in rap. And what I mean by that is that if I ever diss somebody on a record, you would never have to try to guess or speculate or wonder who I'm talking about because I'm gonna say their name. That's the law I was raised under. We don't do subliminals. So no, I missed Crime Boss in my life, you know, and it's a reason for that, you know, because he dissed me on his record back in the days. But you know, me and Crime Boss, we grew up together. You know, we came up, we lived in the same apartment complex. You know, that was my guy. You know, we played football and basketball and hung out in the hood together before he was Crime Boss. You know, before he was even rapping, I was me then. So when he came out with the record and he dissed me, um, I was more disappointed. Like, man, if I didn't know him, you know, then it would probably be, you know, a different situation. But I never had nothing but love. I never had no ill will. I still don't. I'm trying to find him now. I want to holler at him. I want to make sure he's good. Because I haven't seen him literally in years and years and years and years and years. No, I wasn't aiming nothing at him because, like I said, you don't have to guess with me. When I bring it, when the day I bring it to anybody, whoever hears the song gonna know. All right. Deep Elevation said, I slightly disagree. If I became a basketball player and all of a sudden my dad appeared in my life out of nowhere, I don't think that he deserves grace. Well, we have documented um, scenarios of that very same thing. Shaquille O'Neal went through that exact same thing. Snoop Dogg went through the exact same thing where their biological fathers were not there for them growing up. And in Shaq's case, his stepfather stepped in and raised him as his own. But Shaq told a story of how he linked back up with his, and Snoop was more, his approach was more, hey man, I ain't tripping. We good. Not to say that the relationship would just be instantly a tight bond, but he took the approach to not harbor the resentment. You feel me? To not harbor the hate. Now, in Shaq's case, he kind of wrestled with it a little longer. From what I heard of the story that I heard, is he kind of wrestled with it, and then he talked to some people that kind of um, persuaded him to try to make a connection and possibly mend that relationship. One of the people he talked to was Minister Farrakhan about should he, seeking that advice. So the thing is, it's the word grace. It's not necessarily to mean, hey, dad, hey, I'm gonna buy you a 2-story house now. I'm rich now. Hey man, come on over to the family get together, meet your grandchildren. That could be done, but grace, which really means undeserved mercy, you give a person that grace in terms of saying, I forgive you, because we also got to understand or try to learn whatever circumstances may have been in place to make dad say, I'm out when you were small. And we would be surprised a lot of times of why those things happen sometimes. Sometimes, man, it could have been a situation. See, we all love mama, and rightfully so. But we never know what space mama was in back then. Mama might have been the one that ran daddy off, respectfully. In these types of scenarios, we're talking about scenarios. So daddy comes later on and he'll say, man, I know I shouldn't have left you, man, but your mama was really giving me a hard time. I could not, she wouldn't let me see you. I couldn't do nothing right by you. And then you find out later, because you grow up and you get into relationships and you go, yeah, you know what, that do be happening. But the grace just comes from forgiveness. Hey man, I forgive you because, again, I appreciate the fact that if you done nothing for me, you were 50% of what brought me into existence. And then if you have in your mind to not want to try to work on anything further as far as relationship, then that's the decision you make. But make peace in your own heart and in your own mind to not hold that to where it just affects you. And also, to me, it would be an opportunity for me to ask questions, because I would want to know why. I'll be like, man, so what happened, man? Why'd you just burn out on us like that? I would want to know why, because some fathers die and the child never gets a chance to have those questions answered and get that closure. So you got to be able to pull a positive out of every situation the best you can, even in a bad situation. Do the best you can and try to pull a positive out of it. Now, if he come back on some swindling, shiesty, you'll know, son, I always knew you could do it. Now long you're down at 2 million. Okay, now okay, that's different. But even then, I'm gonna give you that grace from a distance, like, hey man, I appreciate you. That's all I got for you. It's all right. Yeah. And yeah, Vic, that was Pharaoh. He was talking about his dad. Yeah, I mean, bro, we don't know not that we don't know. It's hard for people to fathom the pain, man, and the hurt of a child who feels like a parent abandoned them, to feel unwanted. And you got a child that grows up to be a grown person that's still scratching their head like, what did I do wrong to make my father, my mother just leave me and not want to be around me? And you as a child, you didn't do nothing wrong. But you got to find out what the circumstances are. Yeah. Phantom Face, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, y'all hit that like button, man. Jason Brody says, yeah, I don't know my father. It's effed, and it shows through my parenting. That's why if I had breaks me. Well, and again, use that pain or whatever you're feeling to make sure that your children never feel that. Make sure they never feel that. That's tough as it's gonna sound. That's the blessing of your situation to be able to say, well, now I'm gonna make sure my children don't go through that. That's what my dad did. My dad didn't know his father, but he never let that affect being a father to us. Yeah. Tommy No Hook says, Kay, would you fight Mike Tyson if you had a tag team partner at hand? No. Me and the tag team partner be, unless he give me some Jake Paul love and we Hey, thank you for the donations. Appreciate the love, appreciate the donation. As always. He says, so I know you started rapping at 13. What year was that? What year was it? Yeah, it was 1983. See, I started rapping in 2010 when I was 12. Yeah. Yeah. 1983 was when I started. I was 13 years old, or about to be 13. It's depending on what month. I can't remember the month I started. Deeper Elevation says, do you believe that being in a committed, being in a committed to one person relationship is a sense of control, or should we have free will to be within by? You have free will to do whatever you want to do, but the only way that being in a committed relationship with one person is a sense of control is if you are in a controlling relationship. If the person that you are with is imposing a cloud of control over you, trying to control you and making you feel that way, then it would make you say, well, man, this ain't how I envisioned it. This is not, I'm committed, but this person is micromanaging me everywhere. Hey, where you going? What you doing? Who's that? Who you talking to? Let me see your phone. Give me your car keys. Nope, you can't go there. That's different. But if you and that person are in a committed relationship and y'all have an understanding of each other and respect for each other, and y'all are committed to a healthy relationship, then no, it's not a sense of control. It's a partnership. It's a good partnership. That control aspect only comes when you're dealing with a controlling, mentally off type of person, or if you're the one who's doing that. Because a lot of times, not saying you, but a lot of times, people would do things to other folks that they would never want done to them. So I'm controlling this woman. I'm controlling her and doing the same things I just said. And she's miserable. She's dealing with it. She probably living in fear. You know, you don't even have to be physically abusive to have a person fearful of you, you know. So you're not perceiving that the person you claim you with, you love, you committed to, they're not even happy. Because you fine, because you cool, because you in control, you dominating it. No, it shouldn't be that. It should be happy. That's not what we signed up for. What's going on, Connie? I see you. Jason says, now my kids don't have me, but they, I guess that's no, I will give my, what you mean when you say they don't have you? Because if they know you'll give your life, then they do have you. Y'all may not be under the same roof. Yeah. Feed truth. What did that say? You trying to say is Trump? Is Trump playing 5D chess? What do you mean? I can't answer that question until you give me a deeper, give me a different version of asking it. Phrase it in a different way. I think I know what you mean, but I want to make sure. Man, Alyssa say she was 3 in 1983. Phantom Face say he was 5 in 1983. Hey man, look, man. Y'all ain't about to make me feel old. Y'all got me messed up. Y'all trying to make me feel like I'm old. Vic says, was Wicked Cricket out here in 1983? Yeah, absolutely. Jesse said, I wasn't even born in 1983. Oh, man. Come on, man. Man. National director says he's drinking RC Cola. All right. Hey, man. Cygnus says, do you think that gay people already existed even before the invention of soap and shampoo? The question been boggling my mind at 3 a.m. Well, call me ignorant. What do soap and shampoo got to do with anything? Is something I don't know? I mean, answer that and I'll get back at you. Philip K., if you experience an ad or paused the video for whatever reason, don't miss a second and don't fast forward. Catch up by putting playback at 1.25 times. It's okay. Give us some game. Give us some tech game then. Yeah, Phantom Face. I know I'm not old, man. Old is what you make it. We age ourselves. It's not the years that make you old. It's what you do with yourself in those years that age you or keep you young. I always remember. Hold on, man. Wait a minute. Wait one cotton picking minute. Man, my homie, man. What's up, Marty Mar, man? Where you been, bro? My dog, man. I was thinking about you a couple of weeks ago, man. Dead end. Marto, my brother, man. Where you been hiding at, man? You went on Macau Road sitting out no tickets, huh? I just mess. You remember that back in the days? Boys used to get them tickets and go sit them out at Macau Road at the city jail. I don't think they do that no more. Good to see you, man. Need to catch up. Colton says first date in almost 3 years is coming up. Thank you for saying what you said. Yeah, man. Look, man. Finna get on back out there, huh? Take your time, bro. Take your time. Get on back out there, but don't be in a rush for nothing. Look, Colton, hey, check it out, Colton. Don't come on here tonight and say, hey, man, my first date in almost 3 years is coming up. And then we see you next week. Hey, man, I'm getting married. No, just slow, just take your time. Let me give you the best advice I can give you, coming from a non-expert. Take the time to learn as much about the person as you can. Learn about their ways. Don't get so caught up in, well, what do you do? What kind of work do you do? Where are you originally from? What school did you go? Forget all that. That's going to come. You can ask that. You can learn all that. Learn about their ways. Their ways are going to be the determining factor of whether or not you can successfully be with this person. And when I say their ways, I mean like the depths in terms of are they rooted in God? Do they have some type of God presence in their life, spirituality, regards to the religion or whatever? How do they handle disagreement? How do they handle problems? If there's an argument, do they have a bad temper? Do they have a bad attitude? Are they hiding? Are they concealing an attitude, a side of themselves? And you got to take the time to see them in all of their phases. How do they act if somebody cuts them off in traffic? They're gonna try to run the person down. How do they deal with rejection and you saying no? Well, no, I can't hang out tonight. I gotta work early in the morning. I can't hang. How do they deal with that? Learn their ways. See how they talk to other people. See how they talk to their parents. Does she respect her mother? Some women talk real bad to their parents, to their mothers. If she got children, does she cuss her children out? You got to learn ways. That's a lot of mistakes that we make. No matter how old you get, you still make these mistakes. But I'm telling you the formula, the way to know. Because, and I said this a while back, we might have been having a similar conversation, but if you have patience, you don't have to rush. If a person is presenting a false image of themselves, if they're faking just to get in the door with you, just be patient. A person can only hide their true self for so long. A person not gonna hide their true self for 4 years, 8 years, and now they finally. If you with somebody and they've been cool for 8 years and then they all of a sudden start showing these, they just became that, showing these negative sides. But in a few months, once they get comfortable with you, just a few months, you'll start seeing who they really are. That's what you got to wait for. That's what you got to wait for. In the beginning, people send out a representation of what they think you want them to be. They don't send out the real them. They send the clone out. So they're going to tell you all kind of stuff. They're going to say all kind of wonderful things. You're going to be, wow, okay. Oh, wow. They're going to tell you all the things they would never do. You're like, oh, that's beautiful. Then they're going to turn right around and do them. See? You got to watch. You got to be patient. Got to be patient. Y'all hit that like button, man. See? Don't be in a rush, man. What got me into rapping and wanting to be an MC? I mean, I fell in love with the rappers that came before me. I heard Sugar Hill Gang. I heard Rappers Delight. I heard Curtis Blow. I heard Run DMC. I heard KRS-One, you know, but at that time I was already rapping. But I heard Rapper's Delight. I heard These Are the Breaks. And I was like, okay. I heard Grandmaster Flash. I heard Melly Mel. I heard The Message. Yeah. Fee Truth says, pretty obvious to me that Trump is being portrayed as our savior, but his actions say the opposite. Well, you got good vision. You got good vision. Because what he is doing, he is the tool or a tool that's being used to help usher in the fall of America. America is targeted by God to be destroyed, and you need somebody like Trump, all his glorious ignorance, to make bad move after bad move to bring it all down. And you see, if you don't see the writing on the wall, if you don't see the unhinged methodology that's being put into action, then you can't see. So what, based on your comment, all I can say is you got good vision. He is viewed as a savior to those who are in alignment with his white supremacist foundation and his thoughts and his greed. But I'm gonna let you in on this secret. The supporters that he has and those who have put him in office and those who ride for him, ready to die, go to prison and kill for him, whatever they are, I'm gonna let y'all in on this secret. He don't care about y'all either. He don't care about y'all either. The only person that man cares about is the person he sees when he looks in that mirror. That's it. That's it. But he's perfectly suited. He's perfectly designed and equipped, like I said, to bring in the total collapse and destruction of this nation called America. He's gonna do that. We just got to get out the way. Vic said, I was always told Wicked Cricket was the first to bring hip hop out here. Is that true? Yeah, it's true in a sense that he was one of the first. He would be one of any top three that you could name. But if somebody asked me and said, well, who would you say was the catalyst of Houston hip hop? I would say Wicked Cricket. So yeah, that's my OG. If somebody can show me somebody else, then show me somebody else. John Mendoza, appreciate the love, appreciate the donation, my brother. Nothing but love to you, John. You and yours. John says you should check out Gematria Effect News 25. He drops knowledge about news, sports, politics. You'll find his knowledge intriguing. Okay. Gematria Effect 25. GEN. That's how I remember it. Gen. Universal Mother of All. I appreciate the donation, Queen. The Universal Mother of All. That's a deep name. I appreciate the love, Queen. Hold on, let me go because I don't want to forget nobody. Y'all click the thumbs up if y'all haven't, if you're just coming in. Yeah. I missed a lot. Oh, let me go back. DJ Alyssa says, speaking of dead end, you can't find no pictures of Esperanza, Kingsgate, the Orleans, Summerwood, Pearl Home, the Village. None of them like this. It's some pictures floating around because let me make sure. First of all, the Orleans and Kingsgate are still there. That's number one. The Orleans, they have different names now. They're not named the Orleans and Kingsgate, but the Orleans apartments in Kingsgate down the dead end, they're still there. Those complexes are still there. Esperanza, gone. Summerwood, gone. Pearl Home, still there. Those houses back there behind are still there. Now, I've seen album covers. I could have swore I saw some Lil Troy pictures, some pictures with Lil Troy in them back in the days. I saw them in Esperanza or Kingsgate. I could be mistaken. Somebody would have to do the history on that for me and double check that with me. But one of the old school Scarface singles where they sitting on that car and they got the guns and stuff. You got Scarface in the picture. You got Def Jam Blaster. You got 3-2 in the picture. I think that they're in Kingsgate. I could be wrong, but I have seen pictures of the apartments in South Park Village circulating from time to time. I have seen pictures. It ain't a lot because, coming up back in those days, I know I wasn't thinking about taking people. By the time I started rapping, I was already gone. I moved from the dead end when I was 12. So a year later, I started rapping. And even then, we wasn't taking pictures. It's so few pictures of me in my early days outside of the Real Chill stuff that y'all probably have saw. But I got a scrapbook that my mother made for me probably 40 years ago, almost 40 years ago. And it's got some rare pictures in there from us. But it's rare that you see some pictures from the dead end in the village. All those apartments, we called it South Park Village back in the day. But it's some circulating though. Okay, I see you, Marty. My boy Marty said I wouldn't say you went at the P form, or you went on the P form, huh? Hey, boys don't know about that P form, Marty. Deep Elevation says, can you break this down for me? The book said a prophet has no honor in his own land. So I expand expediently far beyond the sea, forced to leave because my own tree wouldn't respond to me. Yeah, it's a saying, the scriptures, a prophet has no honor in his own land. Now, what that means is, not saying I'm a prophet, but the principle of it. When the prophet is among his own people, when he's among the people who see him every day, the people who are always around him, the people that can touch him and get firsthand access to the wisdom, they get the full benefit of his presence right there. They don't appreciate it. They take it for granted. In his own land, around his own people. But outside of that, the people who can't touch him, that can't access him, the people who can only get bits and pieces of him, they take those bits and pieces and they appreciate them, they hold them, and they show more love and respect and appreciation for that person than the ones who are around him show him. So the prophet gets no honor in his own land. So I said, so I expand expediently far beyond the sea. Meaning, okay, I'll go away. I'll go where the love is at. That's what that means. I'll go where the love is at, because when you go where the love is at, then you see They can't wait to see you. They love you. They appreciate you. They don't get to see you every day. Because my own tree wouldn't respond to me. My tree is my people. Y'all right there, y'all ain't rocking with me. Y'all ain't buying my music. Y'all ain't coming on the live. We got 77 people on this live. But I ain't on here talking crazy and beefing with people and acting a fool and being ignorant. So I'm not going to have 10,000 people on my live. See? So that's what those lyrics mean. Is that Be God or Boo God? Can I get an experiment part 2? A scientific method track. I mean, it won't be experiment part 2, but we got some stuff coming that's in that lane. So be ready. The name of my new album that will be dropping soon is called The End Us Tree. Say it fast. Chaosity, what's up? KO SPC2G in the building. He say they do because I was in Macabre jail some years back. Man, yeah, but I don't know. So they let you sell out tickets still? Man. The new album should be dropping next month. I'm already recording. I'm finally in the studio, y'all. Finally in the lab. We got some stuff for y'all, man. Signa says caveman era is the era before the invention of shampoo. I'm still not understanding, maybe I'm slow tonight. I still don't understand I don't understand what you're saying. I'm trying to put the connection. You can speak in plain words. Say it regular for me. Then maybe I'll catch the coded language at some. Speak it. Just say what you're saying in a regular way. Yeah. I'm going backwards, man. Just a little bit. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back home. Just going backwards for some things I feel like I missed. All right. All right. Okay, I'll come back. I thought I missed some stuff. Let me see. Yeah, I am doing a children's book. I just got to find me somebody who's going to do the animation, doing the pictures, the drawings for me. That's the only thing that I'm looking for. Yeah. Christ Benedictus. I wanted to come out to a couple of your live shows, and the whole thing sketched me out. What whole thing sketched you out? You said the whole thing sketched me out. Y'all talking in code tonight, man. Some of y'all. I ain't that smart, man. Y'all, sometimes you got to just give it to me straight. Yeah. Taz can do the illustrations, Brody, Jason Brody. Maybe the kids do the art. Nah, I kind of want to get somebody who can tap into that. Yeah. Man. Okay, Ethan. Stokely Toure, what's going on, homie? Good to see you again, man. Yeah. Yeah, somebody help me out. Zero Waste says because shampoo has chemicals, maybe. I don't know. I don't understand what the shampoo reference. I'm asking my brother Cygnus, just say it regular. Just speak regular words to us so we'll understand, the coded language and the shampoo and it's throwing me off. Now, once you teach me, then I can say, okay, now I get it. Dreamonology, God bless you too, man. Appreciate the love, Dreamonology. Please subscribe and don't be a stranger. Alyssa says she did a lyric video of the Blood Doctrine. Woo. Universal Mother said the industry. I get it. Yeah, that's what's up. But the industry is a tree that will end us if we're not careful. The end us tree. Yeah. Philip says, I see you see the callings and they get squandered. What? Man, y'all are messing me up tonight, man. What's tonight? I'm disappointed that I've been speaking and you continue to be in a one-way conversation. I don't know what. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what you mean, man. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. Ethan says X-Rated got a song speaking on that. A prophet gets. Yeah, that's a saying. I didn't make that up. That's the saying, you know. Shout out to X-Rated. We got a song coming soon. Yeah. All right. Y'all on it tonight, though, man. Mitchie 450. I see ya. I'm all over the place. I ain't gonna lie. JCWNWO says exactly all the songs are from these artists. Son of Saturn, America is an example. Yeah. Clarissa says Sugar Hill Gang, Treacherous 3, Furious 5. Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy Spicer. See, people forget about Jimmy Spicer. They forget about Super Rhymes, man. All that stuff that came out in like 79, 80, 81, 82. Man, that's some of the best stuff to ever come out. That's some of the best stuff to ever come out, man. Haley B was good. Yeah, yeah. JCW, yeah. Shout out to Diesel Automatic, man. One of the hardest. KO says, what do you think about the bringing back the dire wolf from extinction? Oh, the dire wolf. I think I read something about that. I don't know. What did they do? Did they do some lab experimental stuff? How'd they do it? Before I can give opinion, I need to know what methodology they used to do that. Yeah, Vic, patience is the key to life, really. But in a relationship, oh man, you get caught up in so much and being enamored with the person when you first meet them in that little early stage, boy. That's what we mess it up early, not knowing, because we ignoring all of the stuff we should be paying attention to or not asking any of the questions we should be asking. And then that stuff rolls back and rears its head later on in the game. And it's like, ooh. And then sometimes you look back and say, you know what? I saw that. They call that ignoring red flags. Hey, hit the like button, man. If y'all haven't hit the like button already, give me 12 more likes. Let's get 12 more likes, man. Let's get 12 more. 12 more. Let's get it on, man. If y'all haven't hit the thumbs up, go on, hit it. Go on and hit it. as we say down in the South. Go on and hit it, man. Is that Bo for show beats? What's going down? There we go. We need 9 more likes, man. Let's get it. Let's get that. Let's knock that out. Zero waste. What do you think about coincidences? Is it a sign from the universe? I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in cause and effect. There's no such thing as coincidence. Any result that you see, anything that happens and it's boom, it's there, it's happened. There was a formula that made it happen. Something caused that effect to be in existence. It's not a coincidence. Coincidence is like to say that there's some magical, spooky way of things just somehow happening. No, it don't work like that. There may be things that we look at and say, oh, wow, that's pretty weird that this could happen right when I was thinking this, or right when I was, it's a coincidence. Nah. It's a formula. We may not always know how the formula formulated, but nah, ain't no coincidence. We need 8 more likes, man. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Yeah, I'm from Texas. I'm a Texas boy. John Mendoza, I'm from Texas. Definition of coincidence: a remarkable concurrence of events or circumstances without apparent cause, causal connection. See, the key word in that definition is apparent. It's like when something is apparent, it's like, okay, apparently, blah, 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 blah. Just because it's not apparent does not make it, I guess, supernatural. It just means that we may not know the way it happened. We may not know the formula, what led to it. So if we just see a 5 and we just, okay, that's a 5. Okay, wow, a 5 just appeared, but we don't have no concept of 2 plus 3, or 4 plus 1, or 5 plus 0. We have no concept of that. Then we just take it as the 5. Everything there's a way to get to everything. That's right. Look them words up. Alyssa, I ain't gonna promise. Every time I promise you I'm gonna send that song, I don't do it. So I'm gonna use reverse psychology on myself. Tonight I'm not gonna promise it, and maybe that'll make me do it. KO say they Jurassic Parked it. They made a dire wolf from DNA they found from remains of one they found. They are talking about bringing back a woolly mammoth next. Well, they're scientists, and then they're mad scientists. So they just, they are very experimental people. So they're gonna do some things. They're gonna try some things. They're gonna shoot their shot. Let's see where it goes. Because why? It's like, that'll be my question. Why? Why you want to do that? Oh, just because we can. 5 more likes, man. 5 more likes. Christ Benedictus. Yeah, we always do shout out and location drops before I shut down. So we'll find out where everybody's from, Texas or wherever, Is that Aeon Farm Since Nip introduced me to your music, I have been a fan. Early 90s. Keep dropping dope music, and let's hear Flow Session for 2025. Man, I appreciate the love. Shout out to Gangsta Nip, the psychopath, and Brother Nip. Gangsta Nip and Brother Nip. Michelle say they're all mad. Yeah. Read the Scroll says they're gonna turn Antarctica into a real life Jurassic Park. Really? Vic, you trying to eat a mammoth steak? As long as it ain't a woolly mammoth steak. 3 more likes, man. If we got 3 people that haven't clicked the thumbs up, let me get that up off you. John says, good to know where our taxpayer dollars go. Yeah. Okay. AON, always on notice. That's what's up. Good game. Man, appreciate y'all, man. It's open topic, man. What's on your mind, y'all? Tell me what's on y'all mind. Is that from Jasto Ahava? If you wasn't a rapper, what would you do instead? Man, I have no idea. I do not know, man. I put all my eggs in one basket, and thank God Allah, the basket worked out. I don't know. I didn't have, the only thing I had a passion for before I ever did music was playing football, and that dream got snuffed out early. So I rolled right over into rap once I decided I wasn't gonna play football no more. So after that, I never looked back. Once I fell in love with doing music, I never even considered nothing else to do. Nothing. So that's when I have conversations about people finding their purpose. You know, I was blessed to find my purpose at a very early age. We just got through talking about me starting at the age of 13. I was blessed to find my purpose at an early age. So once I realized that, I was like, no, this what I'm doing. It ain't no turning back. It ain't nothing else going on. It's what I'm doing. Yeah, KO, they're gonna make that thing, they're gonna bring that thing back, and he's gonna jump off the table. And what's that movie where they try to resurrect something and then it killed them? Vincent says Captain of God's Army. Yeah. Man, Phantom Face. I gotta check on that. Who's the oldest SPC member? I gotta check on. I forgot. I'm gonna say what I said last week. It ain't me. Now, Colton says, I heard that moving faster than the speed of light is how time travel works. Makes me think moving slower than a shadow could be something too. Well, there are a lot of theories in terms of time travel. Does it even exist? Is it even a possibility? There are people who don't believe in it. There are people who believe in multiple timelines like Rick and Morty and all that. And I don't know. But then when you get into like the speed of light and how if you are moving at the speed of light in your reality, everything seems normal. If you were in a vessel that was moving at the speed of light, everything would seem normal to you. You know, you would be like, okay, I'm in my vessel. Here's my cup of drink. Here's my whatever. Here's my pen. You know, and everything is moving. You feel normal, but what's going on back on Earth, by the time you get back, Everybody you know will be dead. You could be gone in your reality. You could be gone a day, moving at the speed of light. You go on 24 hours and then come back 12 hours one way, 12 hours back. When you get back, everybody is dead, long gone. Because you got light traveling at 186,000 miles per second. You moving at a rate that's so accelerated, so fast. But the people that you left behind, they're not moving at that rate. So I don't know how that ties into time travel. I've looked at a few things here and now on that, but do I believe that we can go back into time and visit our old selves or change a reality? I've made a song like that. I got a song called What If, where I talk about that, but it's more on a hypothetical sense than any scientific possibilities. And if you're talking about the concept of time travel, then, and it's just me talking, while I'm not saying it's possible or what, but it would make more sense in terms of the realm of possibility to go back than it would be to entertain the concept of being able to go into the future, into a reality that you haven't even lived yet, that hasn't happened yet. Although there may be people that argue and say, well, it has happened. You just have, we don't know. You may go into the future. Just, man, I got to go to the future to tell my future self. Your future self already be dead. I mean, it's a bunch of theories and all that, man. You know, and physics is a real thing. And I know that there are laws of physics that are absolutely, you know, legit and relevant and all that. But, you know, some things are mainly sci-fi, in my opinion. Christ Benedictus says rapping for a living is literally more likely to succeed than playing football for a living. Well, I mean, depends on who. But you might be right because there's way more rappers than it is football players. Yeah. But it ain't easy to rap for a living. It's a lot of people that rap. You got hundreds and probably hundreds of thousands and hundreds of thousands, probably a couple of million people that rap. But the key word, you said rapping for a living. That means you're rapping and this is your livelihood. This pays your bills. This is what you do. That's a very small group. That's a very small group. Okay, we done got to 100 likes. What? Yeah. Phantom Face says going forward is cool and all, but if we can't go backwards, it's not exactly time travel. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I would, and we just having a conversation. Nothing I'm saying right now, let me put this on the record. Nothing I'm saying right now am I saying to imply that it's definitively factual information. I'm saying we having a conversation. I'm speaking from just entertaining the hypothetical conversation. It would make more sense to be able to go back to something that was already there than it would be to go into the future. Now, let me say this, because this is a theory that I have. And again, this is me. You know, I always believe that any abilities to access those types of things like time travel, and I always believed that they exist in our mind, in our brain. but we don't access those parts of our brain that could activate that. Now, this is my thoughts. Some come from nothing I read or learned. It just somehow popped because the same way, and I think we said this before. I think we talked about this before. The same way, if we start having a conversation about astral projecting, right? I got a song called Astral Projection too. But if we talk about astral projection, while that's not exactly the same thing as time travel, I believe that that is actually a real thing where we have the ability to come out of ourselves and travel, but you may travel to some place that's in the present. You may be traveling to and seeing your grandmother in the hospital bed. You may travel to a whole other continent and seeing monuments that are in that continent, but you've never physically been there. But when you come off of the astral projection, off of that plane, you vividly remember and can recall and describe things that you've never seen physically, places you've never been. I believe that. But it's all accessible through the mind. So if you had that type of power and control and ability in your mind, then my theory would be that if you were that solid mentally, intellectually, whatever, you could access a moment in time through your thoughts to say, hey man, I need to go to December 5th, 1879, Valdosta, Georgia, at 3 p.m. I need to see what my great grandmother was doing. Da, 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 da. Could we lay back and just, like you're programming it, like you're typing it in and say, this is where I want to go. Like you do with what? The internet. You go to the browser, you go www.blablabla.com and click, and you go to where you want to go. The mind is way more powerful than the computer that was made from an idea in somebody's mind. Why can't you do that? Why would it be beyond the realm of possibility that we can access like that? And maybe even the future. Because what was the gift that God gave the prophets? God gave the prophets the gift to see ahead and describe. See? So if you look at what God gave, what the gift that God gave the prophet Ezekiel saw what he described as a wheel inside of a wheel. That was the best way he could explain what he was seeing. He was seeing this aircraft in the sky. He didn't know the language, or he wasn't able to use the terminology of flying aircraft, or like we say, unidentified flying. He wasn't. He had to say, what did it look like? It looks like a wheel, a car tire. You know, with no cars, but they had wheels on chariots or whatever they rode. And he described it as such. He's giving in detail of what God allowed him to see long after he would be gone. But how did he see it except it came into his mind. So that's one of the things that make me say, okay, well, we may have the power to access and go back. Okay, you know what? I want to see what my great grandfather looked like before it was pictures. If we had that ability, maybe we could. I want to witness an event in history. I want to be in the room when they shot Abraham Lincoln. I just want to see how it unfolded. Let me see how it happened. Take me to the Ford Theater, 1863, Washington, D.C., and whatever time. Fee True says calcifying of the pineal gland. Visions could be a form of time traveling. Hey, man, I'm no expert, even though they call me the time traveler. That's one of my nicknames. But I'm not an expert, man. I'm humbly ignorant. But, you know, I believe that we should always challenge ourselves to try to think beyond, to try to think and try to imagine what our capabilities are that we have never, ever activated, what possibilities could be. Because if you really look at us, man, as humans, we are not nowhere near our full potential in terms of what goes on in our mind and what manifests from our, we ain't nowhere close. We do the same stuff. We wake up, go to work, come home, get something to eat, watch something on TV, look at your phone, talk to your husband, talk to your wife. We do the same stuff. We are not spiritually, mentally, physically, intellectually, we are not anywhere close to maximum potential. We are really, really low. We don't think about that. My bad for staying on that too long. Grandmaster says dreaming equals going into the umbra. Also involves time travel. I mean, it's different aspects of, like, say, astral projection, dreaming, visions. I mean, God gifts those things to certain people. There are some people who do have seeing gifts. Some people can do that. Joshua Thurman says we all need to be deprogrammed. Yeah. John says, do you think humans as a collective can send messages telepathically? We have that ability. We have that ability. I'm trying to remember who said this. I don't want to misquote. But I think that one of the I think the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I hope I'm not wrong when I say this. I never like to misquote. But that is one of the senses that the human being has that we don't access anymore, or very few of us access. So when you think of senses, what do they tell you the senses are? Somebody list the 5 senses as we were taught in school. What are the 5 senses? I'll wait. What are the five senses? Sight, taste, smell, yep, feel or touch. Appreciate you, Erica. Erica says smell, sound, which is, hold on, sound is smell, touch, taste, see, and hear, right? Right. Now, those are pretty basic. If you sitting down and somebody come behind you and pop you on the neck, you feel that. That's feel. If you the one that come behind and you pop them on the neck, that's touch. You touch them. You turn around and look, you see who did it. People start laughing, you hear them laughing. And the other one, of course, is smell. Those are basic, regular stuff. But the two that I can recall that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said we also have senses, or like you said, telepathy. Telepathy, the ability to like read thoughts and minds, right? That's what Jesus's gift was, that he knew the thoughts of his enemies so he could go left when they was trying to come right to find him. He could go up when they thought he was down. See, telepathy, I can read your thoughts. I can tune in on the frequency of your thoughts, like a radio station, like a radio dial. I want to hear 92.4. I'm going to turn that knob until I lock in on that frequency. Okay, there it is. We can do that in a mind. I can tune in on your frequency and, okay, Josh Thurman, yeah, I got you. I'm listening to you. The other one is what they call telekinesis. And that's the ability to move objects with your mind. Move objects without touching them. See? So those are two senses that we absolutely have the ability to do. But just like I said with my theoretical time travel concept, I just don't believe that enough of us have empowered our minds or are able to unlock that. And plus, I also feel like, you know, the majority of us are so poisoned mentally and spiritually that either blocks us from those special abilities like that, or protects the rest of the world from us. Because if you give a fool that kind of ability, he'll be shooting pins in people's eye for no reason. I don't like him. Or you'll be reading people's mind to find out, hey man, then you go back and say, hey man, he don't even like you, man. We use it the wrong way. We misuse it. Our spirits ain't in order. But some of us do have gifts now. Some of us do have gifts, man. Everybody ain't walking around. Red Sanford just said that we're not purified. I really believe that. We're just not purified. There's certain things that we can't have because we'll misuse it. We'll get out of pocket. It's like they say, a fool and his money will soon part. You can't give a fool $10 million because $10 million does not cure you of being a fool. If anything, it's going to put your foolishness on steroids now. Now you become super fool because you got money and you got the access. Kevin Robinson Jr., you my dude. The Mr. Cap interview was informative, man. Thank you, man. Like I told you last week, bro. If don't nobody watch the Underground Dialogue podcast, my boy Kevin Robinson watch it. Kevin Robinson Jr. watches it. That ain't to say that nobody. I know y'all. Some of y'all are regulars as well. Yeah. Peace and Quiet Clip says earthing, grounding mat 2 connects. It's back to the earth source. Major healing effect. Somebody mentioned that last week. Was that you? Yeah. Yeah, see, Michelle, a lot of these movies and stuff, a lot of that stuff, man, they base a lot of that stuff off of real principles. We just think it's a movie sometimes, but it's based off of real principles or things that they working on. We can never just assume that this is just some regular stuff. Oh, it's just a movie. It's just, we don't know what we dealing with, man. Erica says the beautiful part of life is who you share it with and treating those around you like you want to be treated. Absolutely. Yep. The beautiful part of life is who you share it with. Who you share it with determines how beautiful it can be, because if you share with the wrong person, they would turn something beautiful into something ugly. You have in your mind, I'm going to bring this person into my world. I'm going to bring this person into my beautiful life. But you can't bring an ugly person into a beautiful world. Because you know what they're going to do when you bring them into the beautiful world, into the beautiful house, they're going to punch holes in your wall. They're going to leave dirty dishes in your sink. They're going to leave stains on your rug. They're going to eat all your food. You can't bring ugly people into a beautiful situation because they don't know how to preserve it. They don't appreciate it, and they've never been exposed to what real beauty is and what you and how you're supposed to care for it. Can't bring a demon into the heavenly gates. And that's not to say that we are perfect, but those who are striving to have for happiness, for a beautiful life, and you know you're not a person who travels in controversy. So your comment is so on point. You just got to be careful who you share your beauty with, because people will see your beauty and become envious of your beauty. So they want to put a scratch on your face to try to mess up your beauty, because they want you to be ugly just like them. Yeah. I see you, L. Dropping them bars as usual. L make me read my own stuff like, man. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to catch back up. Let me see. Yeah, they don't flush your toilet, Rob. See, because people will walk into your house and see. I want y'all to understand this from a literal sense, but it's really a spiritual sense, right? So you'll bring somebody into your home, and just say you got a nice, beautiful home, and they'll walk in your home for the first time, and they'll go, "Oh man, yeah, this is really nice. Hey man, you got a nice house, man. And you really did good for yourself. Hey man, this is really nice, man." You showing them around, but in their mind, they hate that you have that house. They hate that you have this is. Hey man, this is my wife, man. We've been together 27 years, man. This oh man, she's my best friend, man. She's there for me when nobody. Oh, it's not nice to meet you. But he hates that your wife or your husband has been there for you for 25 years and y'all had this great relationship. You know why? Because they don't have a great relationship. They've destroyed every relationship, every situation they ever been in. They destroyed it. So you bring them in, but their real intention is to put you where they are, to take you out of character because of the hate that they got for themselves and the hate that they got for their own life. So you gotta be careful. We talked about that earlier. We've been this kind of been like a recurring theme. You gotta be careful, man. When my brother was saying he was finna go, Colton was saying he's going on his first date in 3 years. Take your time, man. Yeah. Donald said a partner would be nice, but been alone a long time. Yeah, we can become accustomed and adjusted to a certain way of living, and then it becomes like, hey, I prefer this. I'm comfortable, or you might think you do, but you're gonna have bouts and moments where you wish you could be and share this with this person or that person, but the selection process is the key. The selection process is the key. So you have to be real wise and diligent in who you select, and always remember the selection process is not always you doing the selecting. You have to be careful on who you allow to select you. Remember that. Giving y'all some good game right now. There's some evil people out here, man. Some evil, dirty people out here. Michelle says some people can't see or even recognize a diamond. They think it's a cubic zirconia. Yeah. They're treated like it's a cubic zirconia. You got the freaking Hope diamond. They leaving it all on the counter. Can't leave that out. You got a brand new Rolls Royce. It's about $500,000 on a Bentley or something, and you driving it all off road like it's a dirt bike. Is that Yaniel Suarez? K, do you believe in the power of celibacy / semen retention? I mean, celibacy is always the best way to go. Is that the way we go 99.9% of the time? No. Now, as far as semen retention, I've read and studied a couple of things on that, trying to get the scientific or get a scientific explanation or understanding of it. And I don't know if I fully subscribe or believe in it like that. When people say, well, man, when you practice semen retention, see what it does. it draws the women to you. And now that's what you're trying to go for. I mean, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't suggest dudes trying to practice semen retention so they can try to pull a bunch of women. But of course, it's not supposedly for that purpose only. It's like, okay, it's kind of to build up your defenses and your senses to kind of enhance your selection process, according to what I read. You know, it magnetizes women to you because they can tell when you're not for the streets. But I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that, because one theory that I saw, and like I said, I don't subscribe. I'm just telling you what if I know a little bit about something, I'll explain how I feel about it. I was reading when some guys was talking about semen retention, and yeah, man, you gotta hold it back, man, and okay, cool. But their reasoning was it's going to make women be attracted to them. Here's what I know. What I know is that if a woman is physically attracted to a man, it don't matter if he is celibate or if he's willing to sell a bit. It don't matter if he's practicing semen retention or if he got a concubine that he's knocking down every day. If she likes him, if she likes what she sees, she will be attracted to him. Now, does that mean she's going to go and be with him? No, I don't mean that. But if they have a conversation and he says some things that she likes and she likes him, she going to give him a shot until he shows her otherwise, you know, because on the flip side, that's why I started laughing. You got some of these cats that say, yeah, man, it increases the attraction level of women toward. Dude, if she don't like you, she ain't gonna like you. I don't care how much semen you retain. If you out of shape and look funny, look crazy, you're dirty, you're bummy, and man, I'm practicing semen retention. She gonna semen retention right past you and give her attention to who's pleasing to her eye, and may have some conversation to match. So I don't know. Are there more details involved? I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's more explanation that will come and say, well, no, okay, you don't just. I get out of it, but I'm just based on what I got out of it. It just sounds like a bunch of dudes trying to figure out a way to pull some women. I've even heard women teaching on semen retention. I'm like, how you know what goes on in terms of a man's body? I seen this female online. She was just going hard, breaking down the science of semen retention, and this is why y'all need to do this. And how do you know? Oh my gosh, man. Connie says, and you smell funky. I don't think so. Semen retention don't mean nothing. You know, and like I said, I don't know. It could be more depth to it. I'm not acting like I don't know, but I'm telling you from what the reasoning was that I got why men are leaning towards it and all this different stuff here, you know, energy and things of that nature. And like I say, your mind is sharper. Okay, I can kind of see that and get that. Okay, I get that. But don't be acting like it's going to give you some magical power that you didn't necessarily possess beforehand, man. You walk into the club. I've been doing my semen retention thing for 8 months. I'm hitting the club tonight. She gonna walk right past you to that dude that's in that Lamborghini who can't even spell semen or retention. Now, brother Yanel Suarez, I can relate to that. I can absolutely see that point you just said. You said it helps reboot people because I can see it as being a form of fasting, where you fast because it's a discipline that is required. So I credit that. I absolutely. That's what I mean. He said people who are addicted to porn, hooking up. Yeah. Okay, cool. I can see that. I can see where somebody maybe, man, I got to wean myself off of this. I got a porn addiction. I'm watching Pornhub every day. I can't stop. I'm going crazy. Then they lock in on some discipline, and it puts them in a space where they're not so out there. I can respect that. I can respect that. Gets them back to a normal state of stimulus. Absolutely. Because we can become overpowered by our habits, meaning that if you can withhold, if you can refrain from eating 3 and 4 or 5 times a day, just binge is eating all the time. If you can hold yourself back from doing that, then your body will naturally condition to the times you feed it. So now we're gonna eat 1 meal a day. I struggled for a little while. Now I got it. My body understands now that there's no more food coming before this time or after this time. My body is conditioned to it. So I can see that absolutely being the same thing. It's like, okay, I'm banging 3, 4 times a day. I can't keep doing this. Let me bust this down. Let me stop. Let me break this down and control my urges. The mind and the body will adjust. I agree with that. John, I appreciate the donation. He says semen retention sounds like population control. Now, I wouldn't say that because it's so buck wild out here, man. We buck wild. So we got to chill. Absolutely. We got to chill. I don't look at it as population control because I think it's enough of that going on with what they do biologically, chemically, physically, with the way they make us kill each other and all these different things. So I think it's a discipline. Like Connie said, if anything you use as a discipline, no matter what name you give it, because you say semen retention, ain't that just celibacy? Unless you're saying, I'm gonna do this for 2 months to try to reset myself. But it just sounds like celibacy to me. But just remember something. It might not necessarily be celibacy, because I read somewhere that another way that certain men practice semen retention is that they will still engage in intercourse with a woman, they just won't ejaculate. Have y'all heard that? I heard that. That popped in my head. So semen retention is not always just not having sex. I've heard guys speak about, yeah, I have sex with my woman, or a man will have sex with a woman, but he'll hold back. He won't let the pigeons loose. Train Track Jimmy is in the building. Yeah. Dollar bill. Dollar. Hey man, Dollar Bill ain't been playing fair lately, y'all. Dollar Bill ain't been playing fair lately. He been sending me some beats, man. Dollar Bill make it hard on a rapper. He make it tough. He keep giving me all this crack, and I smoke it. Instinct Hip Hop says, if one sperm can create a baby, then think about how much power in there. Oh, in there. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah. Kevin said that sounds like torture. I mean, like I said, man, just in reality, to gain control over natural things, eating is natural, drinking is natural, sex is natural. To gain control over those things is a benefit to us. It's a benefit. It's too wild out here to be just running around buck wilding all the time. The food is too bad to be running around here just eating everything. They put too much stuff in the drinks and the soda and all this crap so yeah, Dag says succubus vampires. Yeah. Phantom Face says, I eat once a day. I feed my mind more knowledge than I feed my stomach food. I'm addicted to input. Yeah, it's a process. How can an inanimate object rule something that's living? That's right. That's from jazz to ahava. That's what I'm talking about. We are controlled by substances. Donald says it's a sacred energy exchange. JC Peeps, what do you think about BJ Penn thinking his family was replaced by government actors? I don't know who BJ Penn is. I heard that name, I think, but I don't know who that is. He thinks his family was replaced by government actors. Well, I don't know how good he know his family. I think I would know if they switched my mama out, or I just feel like you've been knowing people long enough, so I don't know. Yeah. Eli Crux, do you notice a different type of spark, trait, characteristics in musicians compared to the rest of the population? No, I just think that when you are in a field that is categorized as one that requires constant creativity, if I work at Home Depot, no disrespect to anybody that works at Home Depot, but I'm saying if I worked at Home Depot, it's not going to be something that challenges me on a daily basis, like being an artist, like a musician or any type of artist, like to challenge myself every day to try to come up with different content, to try to be original, to try to stand out from the other 20 million people that's doing the same thing I do. So that spark is could be based on just that motivating energy that an artist has at all times, and sometimes a really, really good artist, not just music, any type of art, they see the world different than everybody else. So I see this flower and it means something different to me than it means to you who just passed by and looked at or stepped on it. I see it differently. I see the details and the nuances of that flower. See, it's hard to describe. Michelle says, I know a man who tried that for too long. He ended up with prostate problems. Uh, How old was he when he started it? And I can't say if that contributed to his prostate problems, because it could have been some other contributing factors as well. It could have been something in his diet and other lifestyle moves that could have contributed to that. Somebody called you a succubus, Connie? Self-care motivation. Hey, appreciate the donation. Yeah, motivation. Thank you so much. Discipline is self-care. Yep. Unfortunately, we don't have enough of it. None of us. But I can't speak for y'all. Mm-hmm. Bub, what's up, Bub? My homie straight out of Corpus Christi, man. What's going on, Bub? How you been, man? What's going on out there in Corpus, man? We need to get back out there. Let's make something happen. How my boy Sin doing? Hey, shoot me an email when you get off, Bub, so I can get your number and holler at you. Black Fist says, how did the women in the 80s and 90s react to the teachings of Sister Shahrazad Ali back then? Yeah, she was ahead of her time in terms of the way she would speak to Black women about the proper way to deal with Black men, or disrespect of Black men. And she was ahead of her time. I can't remember the totality of how Black women viewed her, but I do know that if there were women who maybe were in the Nation of Islam or subscribed to the Honorable Muhammad's teachings, or were in the Black Power movement, believed in Black love, then they took to it well. They took to what she would say, they took to it well. And even some sisters who may not have been in what we call the movement or had the knowledge, sometimes real recognize real in just the plain way that she spoke. There were a lot of women that would just go, yeah, she's saying some real stuff. I could see more in this day and age where maybe a lot of Black women would rebel or repel and reject what she was saying now, because we've been made so divided in our black love connection, that our Black man, Black woman relationship is been so divided. So we have this gender war that's real heavy in our community. And when a lot of women hear the word submission, a lot of women hear the words that represent Black women adhering to a lot of things that the sister would say, they turn it into slavery. You trying to make me a slave? This 2025, we ain't out here doing this. I'm independent. I'm a bad bee. I'm out. It's just different now. But all hope ain't lost, at least not on my end. Eleno Salazar, you asking me what's my favorite Zero song, or you asking self-care motivation? Because I see you got self-care. So you asking me? All right, y'all. Let me get out y'all way, man. I appreciate y'all too. Hit the like button if you haven't. See how I get off y'all head once we get over 100? I don't even bother y'all like that. Is that A1? That new Gangsta Nip South Park Psycho 2 is fire. Yeah, man. Please consider working with D-Tag for your future. Yeah, D-Tag hard, man. D-Tag makes some cold tracks, man. So he was 30 years old, Michelle. I mean, yeah, he's still young, you know. JC Peeps, what did you lose and gain by being an independent artist? I gained freedom. I gained total control. I gained the creative ability to say whatever I want to say. I gained the license to be able to release music anytime I wanted to, no matter how much I wanted to, without a label telling me, well, hold on, you can't put this out, you can't put that out. You know, nobody runs me, nobody controls me. I gained freedom. What did I lose? Depending on how you look at it, you know, there may have been some monetary opportunities that I could have had I chose to bow down or sell out or capitulate to things that were that were not lined up with how I really feel and think, you know. But in that regard, I really didn't lose nothing, you know. I may have lost uh, some high level exposure. More people will probably know me, you know, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I would be um, richer or anything like that. But had I went down that road as far as just signing with a major or getting with a major, because I had opportunities, but they found out who I was before I could get the money. They found out. They're like, he's one of those. So, okay, well, you know what? You find out who I am and you got a problem with it, I don't want to be with you no way. Because there's gonna be a problem anyway. Yeah. Jimmy MC or Jimmy Mac, Jimmy MC, top shelf, an understatement. Therapy, art, healing, respect from Australia. Yeah, yeah. Man, shout out to the Snow Goons, man. I'm supposed to be doing a song with the Snow Goons a long time ago. I need to get up on that. Straight up. Yeah, man. I'm my own boss, Final Phantom Face. Eyes are free, Negro. Connie says, I loved being married. I loved my husband's position in our marriage. I loved my position also. Yeah, I mean, you're a rare breed. We live in a world where they have made it a negative thing for a woman to play a woman's role. So you hear the word a woman's role. Yes, just like it's a man's role, there's a woman's role, just like it's a woman's role, there's a man's role. And society has distorted that concept and in the process has divided man and woman and pitted us against each other. Yep. Zero waste. I appreciate that, man. That's the goal. I want to get to a point, man, as an artist to where if any of y'all are anywhere in the world, if anybody is going through something, or anybody just likes to hear something, I want to have a song that y'all can play for any situation. Oh, you going through this? Listen to this one. Oh, you was asking about this earlier? Listen to that one. And I got a long way to go, so you know how it goes. All right, man. Y'all drop y'all locations, man. Let me get out y'all way. This has been going on a nice little minute now. I appreciate the love. Drop y'all locations and let me shout y'all out. And I can get out y'all's way. Erica is in Beaumont. DJ Alyssa Monsanto is in H-Town. Let me see. Okay. Record TV is in H-Town. That A1, I know I'm mispronouncing your name. In Botswana, Eli Cruz is in San Marcos. Donald is, oh, okay, that's not, okay, that's a thought. Drop your location, Donald. Instinct Hip Hop, Cape Town, South Africa. Vic is in H-Town, Homestead, 5th Ward. Vincent in Hawaii, Hawaii 5-0. What's up, Manuel? I see you. Tiger Loco, Hockley, Texas. Yanel Suarez is in Richmond, Virginia. Man, blessings to you, Connie. It's all good. He's still here. He's with you. He's in you. He ain't going nowhere. You just brought him to life now. Phantom Face, the final boss. 614 representing. Bo for Show Beats, Southern Illinois. JC Peeps is in Tulare, California. Or Tulare, I hope I say it right. Manuel is in California. Ethan SC, San Jose. Much love to you, Ethan. You know what it is. Donald, what's that? Corrupticut? What is that? Connecticut? Where you at? Kevin Robinson Jr., my brother, is in Louisville, Kentucky. Colton is in Cincinnati. Connie is in San Diego. Weezam Zero Waste is in Canada. 300 miles up. Man, you way up in Canada. Man. Self-Care is from Dallas, but been in H-Town for 7 years. That's what's up. Oh, yeah, okay, Connecticut, I got you. Red Sanford, Louisiana. Boo God is in Sumter, South Carolina. Ja Morant's hometown. Shout out to Ja. Kendrick Miller, Huntsville, Alabama. Osita, one of my soldiers, man. Been rocking with me a long time. Waco, Texas in the building. Yeah. Inspector Porch, another one of my favorite places, Finland. That's right, Connie. I see you, Bay Dash. Tyler giving y'all some game on the way out. He says, when you meet your soulmate, you will know. You will realize you thought you knew love before, but it wasn't love as pure as the love when you find your true soulmate. Well, hey, man, well, I wish that on all of us. That's right, Phantom Face. Ansi Jarvinen, where you from? Ansi, where you from? You from Finland? Deeper Elevation. We coming to Denver in June. Spread the word. Michelle Woods is in California. Yep, I knew you was from Finland. Already, man. All right, y'all. Y'all go subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast. Go watch the latest episode for me, man. Don't just watch the show. We got people on there that y'all know. You know, because y'all miss out on so much good information, man. The people that y'all don't know, a lot of time they be saying, they be giving the most game. So don't just watch it when you see a name person on there. And I know sometimes the algorithm don't put us in the mix like that. But just check on. That's why you got to subscribe and have your notifications on. And I'll catch y'all later. If y'all want to be added to the mailing list, the contact list for my next project, that's the email address. Hit me up. And it's on like Donkey Kong. We got some Cambada stuff coming, Inspector Porch. We got a couple, got more coming. I got you, Alyssa. Much love, man. I'll catch y'all later on. I appreciate y'all. Peace.